I put $50,000 worth of labor into a truck that was probably worth 5,000 bucks because I'm psychotic. Hello, people of the internet. Today I'm going to continue working on the restoration of that part of my Graham's 1994 Ford Ranger 4x4. If you're new and you want to get caught up above my head is a link to a video on why you should never give dolphins Viagra. I've already been working on this thing for a couple hours this morning, so I'm gonna get you caught up real quick. I was about ready to seal the oil pan up on here, but I realized the timing cover had to come off because I either have to repaint it or swap it out with the one from the parts truck, which is most likely what I'm gonna do because that cleaned up fairly nicely. Before I do anything though, let's kick off this video with a little bit of tape tapping. This thing had a shitload of machined surfaces. That sucked. This was actually a really difficult one to do. Now it's time to paint. Whilst that's drying outside, I'm going to take this thing off. Jeez! That right there is proof of doing good maintenance on vehicles and not ever letting oil changes go over, using quality products. Your engine will look like this almost 30 years later still. Granted, this only has 88,000 miles on it, but still. Squish this old gasket out real quick. That sounded violent, but it's out, and yes, this is dry. I probably should have did this before I painted it, but make sure this surface is nice and clean first. Stick you. 2 studs go on the top. Stud number 1. Stud number 2. These guys all go in these holes. This is why I love factory service manuals, because it actually tells you the size and type of each bolt and where it goes exactly on the timing cover, just in case you forget. That's what's up. Now I can stick the oil pan on there. And something I didn't mention, on the front half of the oil pan, right here under the timing cover, you have to align the timing cover absolutely perfectly flush with the bottom of the block, so that way your oil pan gasket seats correctly. Just FYI. Not that anyone's going to use this for a tutorial. That's a hard word. Tutorial. Oil pan, go back on. Bolt. That was an absolute ass pain to get this gasket aligned in the back. You gotta pay attention. Seven to 10 Fig Newton meters is barely nothing. This is proving to be a difficult thing for me to film because working with RTV when it's all over my gloves and my hands and I can't touch my camera and time is of the essence because that stuff cures fast, I don't really have time to screw around with my camera, so hopefully this is working out. It's starting to look like a fresh little engine though. I love the black oxide coating on the hardware. That was a good choice going with that color. It's subtle and it really makes the thing look clean. Okay, next step, brand new OEM Ford Motorcraft water pump. I don't know why I'm excited to open this box. It's literally just a water pump. Look at this though. Yeah? This is gonna look so good. So according with my tech data, the water pump hardware is torqued to 8.5 to 12 Newton meters. It looks like Imperial won this battle because 6 to 9 is a lot easier. 69 is easier. Man, this bottle of RTV has seen better days. Gasket. Hello, it's the next day. I have a different mission for today that needs to get taken care of on the truck. All of this gray molding and the fender flares have to come off. I think these things are an 8 mil. Is it a 9 mil? Seriously? It's a 9 millimeter. It's gotta be a quarter. No, a quarter's like a 7. I don't know, whatever. Metric's easier. So I gotta be super, super careful taking this hardware off because I need to be able to reuse these clips that hold the flares on. And I have searched the internet, they are not easy to find these. You can get like cheap aftermarket ones, but they'll probably suck, so. Ooh, I gotta be careful too, I don't want to dent the back side of this. Is that what he said? Maybe. And check this out. The hardware is black oxide finish, just like I had everything in the engine bay done. No subtle detail is stupid. I'm telling myself that more than I'm telling you that. Clip this. There we go. That should make it a lot easier to pull out. That's what he said. Yeah. Oh, that's way smarter. I'll just get new ones. Did I forget one? Oh, I did. Sweet. No rust on this one. The other one is making me nervous though, because it's got some right here. It's definitely not as clean looking. Oh, geez. Well, that's a relief. The other fender does not have any rust on it. Going down. That's a good height. Let's take the heat gun. Just get this warm. I'm not trying to get it too hot. I'm gonna check the panel with the back of my hand just to make sure I'm not overheating it. Probably gonna snap. I'm probably have to do it a couple times, but I just saw back and forth and it will slowly cut my fingers. Just like that. Oh my god, this is a workout. I'm gonna make my life easier. Ah, perfect. Handles. Wrap that around there. Man, this is a workout. Jeez. Is that dirt? That's just dirt. Good, there's no rust under it. Honestly, you don't even really need the heat gun because this fishing line is so strong that it generates heat itself just from going back and forth. And that heat was enough to heat up the glue as I went along. There's a little bit of a ding right here I'm gonna have to buff out. This paint isn't gonna be absolutely perfect. It's got little imperfections here and there, and I'm okay with that. Seriously, I actually really am okay with that. And that should just pop right off. Ta-da! Let's get a part number on the back of this little cube too. And a Ford logo. It's cute. All these little marks along the strip right here is why I'm pulling these off to paint them, so that way they'll look brand new. The only ding that this truck has is right here. It actually happened on the drive cross country coming here with the truck in Indiana when I stayed at a hotel. Some dick in a black Dodge Ram did that. Cut, 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 cut. Damn it! I give up, I'm using heat. Off. That was a workout. Luckily, there's no rust on this side either, so that's good. All right, that is it. That is everything. All right, those parts are over there, and Fred's going to shoot them. When he's got some time, I'm gonna continue working on the engine. I'm gonna scuff these things up real quick and then try to shoot them with some paint because it is super windy outside, so I don't know if this is even gonna work because it's so windy. I just hose those things down with some wax and grease remover on the outside and spray the insides out and the baffles with some brake clean to get all the dust and nonsense out of there. But it's like 20 mile per hour winds with 40 mile per hour gusts out there, and I have to paint them. That's an absolute joke trying to paint something out there in that wind. That's ridiculous. I gotta let it dry, so I'm gonna put seal. I'm using the old cover so I can see just how deep I need to put the seal in here, since if you keep knocking it, it'll literally just go all the way through. So, I mean, that's pretty good. I can go a little bit further. Man, that's literally just like a hair more. All this blue stuff just comes right off. It's like a wax coating or something, so it doesn't rust. I was hoping it was gonna stay that color, kind of. So now I gotta put this thing, I gotta lube up the shaft first. Lube the shaft. So that's why they require a special tool to do this. I don't have a bolt long enough to get all the way into the crank to suck down the harmonic balancer. So I'm gonna have to get like some all thread and a nut or two at the hardware store. Maybe, that way I can make my own tool and then pull that thing on there. I don't wanna use a mallet and whack that balancer onto the crankshaft. That's just stupid. So I got 2 coats of engine enamel now on these valve covers, but there's still some sand scratches that you can see, and then where the rust used to be. Oh, perfect. These red Scotch-Brites will work great. Hello tomorrow. I want to do more work in this video, so a couple more things left to go. Valve covers are sanded smooth, looking like a baby rhinoceros ass, so I think it's time to put some paint on these. In addition to yesterday doing 2 coats, I just put 2 more light dustings and then 2 heavy coats on top of that. So this thing's got 6 coats of paint. It's a really nice day out today, so I'm gonna leave these things out here in the sun so they can cure a bit. Oops. Seals, bonds, and cocks. Sounds like a James Bond themed porno. Just put a thin little smear of this stuff with the gasket. These longer studs go in the rear. Huh? Yeah? Starting to actually look like an engine now. As far as the top half goes, in the last video, I ran into an issue with the injectors and I couldn't reuse the ones that I pulled off of there. I actually found a company here in the States that remanufactures the OEM Bosch injectors, and they can actually customize them as well with the flow. I guess there are 3 to 5% deviation between all 6 injectors from the factory, and then you can customize it to 2% or 1%. So I went with the 1%, and I should have them tomorrow or the day after or so. Once I have that, I can start assembling the top half of the engine, but until I get those, I'm kind of stuck. I can't really go much further with where I'm at. You're supposed to make engine noises while you're doing it. That doesn't sound like a blown 4-liter. Oh, what a mess all over the floor. Charlie came to assist with this part. I need to pressure wash out the engine bay. That way I can wire wheel and rust convert it, and that way that engine bay is ready to go for Fred to start doing some body work and get that thing shot for me. That was kind of miserable to do. It was really windy and I couldn't see what I was doing because I forgot to bring a hair tie with me. But spraying the backside of the cab was super satisfying. It had like black mold or moss or some kind of algae that was like growing on the back between the cab and the bed. And I sprayed it all off. Now it's nice and clean. It just looks noticeably cleaner until you get up close to it. When you used to have your hot rod shop, what would you charge someone for this level of a restoration?
I don't even know. It'd be like 40 or 50 grand in labor probably. It's a lot of labor to do like a frame off resto. But this is what they're talking about. When you pull the body off the frame and you take all the hardware and get it re-zinc plated, and like you're making a new car out of something old.
I put $50,000 worth of labor into a truck that was probably worth 5,000 bucks because I'm psychotic.
I won't be able to get it up over the lump. You f***ed me.
Sorry, I got nervous.
Come on, it was the whole point of having it up on the hill was to be able to get a run at this.
I got nervous. I didn't want to hit anything. All right, ready? Yep. How my clearance was. Over here. All right, well, I'm gonna steer it.
Now you can see it. Go ahead and hop in.
I'm pretty tired, so I think I'm gonna go home now. I got the engine bay completely decontaminated, and I can't rust convert these areas yet because it's still pretty wet. So I'm just gonna do that in the morning. I don't know if you caught the Forrest Gump reference out of that. I am pretty tired though. I think it's a good stopping point. So I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye.